Hi, I'm Noelle Randall, real estate entrepreneur, millionaire, and mom of 5. And on today's interview style episode, I am going to be talking with 𝗏𝗏𝗡 of 7-Figure CEOs. Rod is an absolutely amazing expert on social media, and he is going to teach us how to market ourselves on social media so that we can go from zeros to winners. Let's go.
Noelle. Yeah, she can fix that. If you gotta get it done, all you need to do it better. Well, she can fix that. Yeah, she can fix that. Investment to get back, trying to get a big stack. She can fix that. Let's fix that.
I am so excited to sit down and talk with you, Rod. First of all, I just think that you have so many great accomplishments, and I know for a fact how important social media is to a small business. So start off and tell everyone, because we're just going to get right into it, why is it so important for a small business to market itself?
I think the biggest thing for small business owners and using advertising is that, a few years, ago, like 20 years, 10 years, it was hard. You have to go to big media, paid a lot of money, tens of thousands to be on the radio, television. It was hard,
Yeah.
It was not affordable. So if you were just starting out, you couldn't do that, right? Or it wouldn't be that cost effective. Now with social media, it's easier to advertise your business and reach out your ideal audience.
Social media is so much less expensive than old forms of advertising and marketing. So what are the opportunities for a small business owner with social media that doesn't have much money?
It's crazy to see this. And I work with a lot of business owners who come to me and tell me, I've tried Facebook ads, YouTube ads. Well, usually it's Facebook and Instagram. And they're like, I haven't really seen results. And I'm like, okay, what have you tried? Well, I've tried spending just $5 a day. And then after 2 or 3 days, it's not working. I'm like, okay, first, that's not how it works, right? Yeah, you can make it work with a low budget, but then they don't have the right setup. So I would say the first thing as a small business owner that you have to know is making sure that you have a basic understanding on how to use the platforms, right? The campaigns and the ad set levels, those things are kind of sound like techie, but it's really easy to understand. And it's something that I explain 30 minutes, so setting up the things the right way, and then you can have a small budget and just from there, target your audience.
Oh, I love it. I love it. You said something so powerful there. So, of course, Facebook ads and Instagram ads and social media seems very intimidating for most people. And you're right, it sounds really techie and learning all of these things. So talk about how you teach someone this really easily, because you said it's really easy to learn, and I was intimidated by it, and I know it's pretty easy to learn, but people don't know that. So talk to us about that. How do you do ads, and why is it not as difficult as it looks?
Right. Yeah. It's kind of without going into the technical things on how it works on the platform and things like that. The easiest way to do that is just to get somebody to teach you how to do it. Right. So, and if you think about it, it's insane how people don't just look at this in this way. Right. If you need something for your business in the legal matter, you go and hire an attorney, you hire an accountant to open your LLC or something like that. Right. You pay them $100 to $200 an hour for consulting to do something for your business in these different areas of your business. But people don't think of doing the same for the marketing on their business, right? So what I would say, the easiest thing, you can go and look for videos on YouTube and try to figure things out on your own. It's you might gonna do it, but it's gonna take you a long time. You're gonna spend money trying to figure things out, and that's why the people get disappointed because it's not working. So why not, instead of doing that, take the same approach you take in all the areas of your business with finances, accountants, lawyers, the legal department, all those things. Find somebody who's running an ad agency, and there's consultants and there's people who are just running ads. Tell them, hey, can I pay you for 1-2 hours to show me how to do this, to explain it to me in a basic level, high level. How can I do this, and can I apply this for my business?
Whoa, this is an amazing point that 𝗏𝗏𝗡 just brought up about social media. So many times when we get on social media as new entrepreneurs or people that are not familiar and experts on social media, we feel overwhelmed by how to run ads, how to work the system, how, what the language and the lingo and what the buttons mean. And the easiest way to deal with that is to find someone else to help you. You do not have to feel stupid. You do not have to feel like you have to figure this whole thing out by yourself. It is completely okay for you to start asking for help, for you to start Googling, for you to even ask maybe some of your grandkids or your kids or some younger kids that you know how to use social media, or people that already know how to run ads. Yes, in some cases you may have to pay them a little bit of money for them to teach you, but this is not a skill that you're going to be able to learn in any college, in any school, or really from anyone that hasn't experienced it and done it before. So the key with social media and running ads and marketing yourself on social media is to find someone that knows how to do it. It does not have to be a big agency. You do not have to spend a lot of money, but you are going to have to learn this from someone that already knows how to do it. You're probably not going to be able to figure it out by yourself. I surely didn't, Rod didn't, and neither should you. Now let's get back to this episode. So how would one find these people? I know the answer because I had to find someone to teach me, but how would someone get help with their social media ads and marketing?
With that, it's like with everything, just do your research and try to find the people that resonate with what you're trying to do with your business. And here's the biggest thing, right? Right now, we are kind of like flooded by, like the business coaching and coaching coaches and all these kind of things. And there's, it's hard to know who's doing who, what, and like they're getting results. But like with everything in business, if you want to build, and with this, I always say, like, if you come to me asking me how to build a 7-8 figure e-commerce store, I can give you some tips, but I haven't done that. So I can't really tell you how to do it 100%. Right. So, while you're researching on help with that, I would say, you can use all these tools. Same thing, you have social media, go on Instagram, use hashtags, go on Facebook groups, right? Like you have Google, like finding somebody, it's not hard. What I would say is find the right person. And how you do that is make sure that person you're trying to find is somebody who's already doing or has already done or given results to previous clients in the same industry, right? So if you are in real estate, right, for example, go to somebody who works with real estate agents, with real estate investors, with Airbnb investors, and that know the industry and what works and what doesn't work. So that way if it's a good fit or not, proven results in the industry.
Not only is there social media, there's social media for each different industry. So if someone knows how to run ads for a plumber and you're an electrician or something like that, then they probably are going to be able to help you run those ads. If you're a real estate agent, you're going to want someone to help you with social media that does real estate agent type ads. So finding not only someone that knows how to run ads, but knows the marketing words and things to say for your particular industry, it's actually not difficult to find either, would you say? Would you agree, or no, you feel like it's difficult for each industry?
Oh yeah, no, it's not. It's
easy. Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's amazing how many different people know a certain industry and know how to market to that industry. Maybe they used to do ads, offline, and now they do them online. They know the stuff to say. They know the words to write and how to get people. And I think you know that too. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, and that's the thing that business owners don't really stop and think about, because the reason somebody goes into business is not to market something, right? It's like because they have an expertise in something, or they just have like love for whatever they do, if it's a product they sell, a service, right? But it's not, that doesn't mean that they have to know how to advertise and market, right? And that's the biggest thing. Like they should, right? But that's not what they went in business. And it's enough trying to know how to run your business, deal with all these different areas, to on top of that have to learn, how to market your business. So when it comes down to finding the right person, here's the funny part about this, and where it's like the irony, but it makes sense. If you're looking for somebody to help you with your marketing and like online marketing, while you're doing the research, they're going to pop all over the place, and they're going to start following you with ads and retargeting and doing all these things. And that's how you can know, oh, wait, yeah, it looks like they know what they're doing, because suddenly you start seeing them like everywhere. So it's like, oh, okay, I guess, they practice what they preach. So that's how you know who's a good fit and how to find them.
Yeah, I almost have to laugh because this is some of the ways that I have found how to get my best ads, how to find my people that are going to teach me. Like you said, you literally start to find the people that are in the position that you want to be, and you see what type of ads they're putting out. You see the type of marketing that they're doing, and you really just copy a successful person. Don't just copy anybody, but copy someone that's successful in their ads and their marketing, and it usually does work. I'm a big copycat.
Yeah, and that's the thing, you have the big saying, why trying to reinvent the wheel?
Right.
It's like, why would you spend time trying to figure things like, yeah, you can like innovate, but what people get confused is like innovation doesn't really always mean like starting from scratch something that doesn't exist. It could be just improve something that's already there and just take it to the next level, right? So, you can copy paste someone else's formula and then just make it better.
Okay, so you are, Rod Silver, 7-figure CEOs. You help lots of entrepreneurs. You help people become what they want to be on social media. So tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do, some of the things that you do that's different than other people, because you have some amazing things.
After I started with digital marketing 5 years ago, after getting into one of these like pyramid schemes and just being like losing like 30 grand. And it was like, I always say, if you can avoid going through the, hard knock school in life, like do it, right? But for me, that was the way of like, that opened my eyes to like a whole different world. And from there, it's been like a roller coaster. And I think a lot of business owners and entrepreneurs can relate to that. It's like, things are going great. And then something happens and it goes away. And then, I'm doing it again. And then, and to me, getting on those highs and lows, it was just something that I couldn't do anymore. It was like, this can't be the way. It has to be a better way. And that's where, when I started investing in coaching and mentors and people who are already doing these different things and taking a perspective more in business rather than, because people tell you like, yeah, you can learn to do ads and do these with sales and, but there's way more behind that. Actually running a business, kind of like going more old school and combining that with the new world like digital. So to me, my mission was, how can I put those things together of actually knowing how to run a business, the basics, work culture, values, setting goals, planning ahead, running a team, all those things with, okay, how do you leverage the things that we have right now in the digital age with marketing and sales things and strategies, stuff like that, and put that together to create that consistency, right? So the biggest thing for me is helping business owners and entrepreneurs avoid, those peaks and valleys that we all have to go through, and it sucks, right? So Is there a better way? Yeah, there is.
So give us, because this is what I love about you, Rod. You are an amazing person. You know how to help an entrepreneur avoid all those peaks and valleys. So tell me, what is your best tip? What is like the first thing that someone is, if they have a business and they are not experiencing consistent income, because that's what all entrepreneurs want. We want our money coming in every single month. And now that I've achieved that, I know there's some key secrets and some key tips that I know you teach. So tell people, what are some key tips to get your business going so that you have consistent income and you don't have those peaks and valleys?
Right. I would say, and it seems like common sense, but focus, like focusing on doing one thing at a time. And that's the thing, I think as entrepreneurs, we all fall into the same thing of like the shiny object syndrome, or whatever you want to call it. Like you have like ADD, whatever. The point is that you want to do something and then start doing that something, and then because we live in a world where we have so much information, I mean, it's great because now we have access to that information, but it can also be confusing and overwhelming, right? And then you get into a more of like the cost of opportunity, or fear of missing out on, you're doing one thing, but then like, I found this other thing, I should be doing that too. And then I found another thing. So you start like juggling all these things, trying different approaches, and what happens, you end up doing nothing, right? And that's the biggest thing that I see with entrepreneurs. Try to do everything, learn everything at the same time, and it's all like consume, and there's no application, right? So there's no focus with that. So I would say focus on one thing, right? If you have to be like, okay, what's the first thing? And here's the thing, right? What's the most important thing for a business to stay in business? Making sales, right? Like, that's it. Like sometimes people ask me like, hey, I don't know what businesses, as a consultant, like, what are you looking for? To make more sales, right? Make
Yeah.
more money. That's what you're in business in a way, right? Like if you don't make
Right.
sales, like you're gonna be out of business. So
Right.
I would say, if you're kind of like starting out, early stages or things like that, the main focus should be sales. A lot of people get distracted, like, oh, I need to have my website. Oh, I need to design my business cards. Oh, I need to do, these little things because
Yeah.
they think of, yeah, branding and again, posting here and there on social media. Focus on making sales, and then you can go to the next step, with more marketing and then building a team and then, leadership. And it's, you take that progression, right? But if you don't focus on what matters as a business, which is generating sales, the rest is like, you're not going to get there. You're not going to make it.
Whoa, this is a really great point that 𝗏𝗏𝗃 made. You need to make sure that when you are doing social media, you are converting all of those posts, all of those ads into sales. The point of social media is to use it as an ad agency. You should be using social media to promote yourself. You should be using social media to promote your business. You should be using social media to promote your services and your products. Social media, if you are a business owner, is not just to post randomly. You are looking for an outcome. You are looking for sales. That is your intention. So each post that you should have should be intentional. No, you're not just going to go onto social media and say, hey, buy my stuff, hey, buy my stuff, hey, buy my stuff. You're going to tell people about things. You're going to give them value. You're going to post about things going on in the industry. And then some of your posts should be, hey, buy my product, buy my service, or call me for something. It really should be about an 80-20 mix. 80% of your posts should just be informational. It should be giving value. And then 20% of your posts should be selling something or offering your product or your service. You want to use social media intentionally. Now let's get back to this. So let's connect the two, because I think you're saying something so powerful. This is why you obviously coach and mentor seven-figure people, is because you know these things. So of course we know that focus is so important. And I think that was probably my biggest issue, and one of the reasons that I needed a mentor and why I was successful in my mentorship. My mentor got me focused, super focused on what I was doing, and I just did that, and I was able to transform my income. And that's what, one of the things that we do with our students. But let's talk about the more important thing that you said, because I love that. Focus, of course, is hands down. We know we need that. But getting more sales, of course, you want to be an entrepreneur. You want to make consistent sales. You want to make consistent money. So how does one use social media and marketing on social media to create more sales for their business?
Right. And that's the funny part, because we go back to, the beginning on advertising. It's like people don't want to, that's the thing. They've tried, it doesn't work, so they want to spend money on advertising, right? But we go back to the same thing. Well, find somebody that can help you, or just do it for you, outsource that part and just get somebody to do it for you. If you don't have like a lot of resources, there's a ton of things that you can do. And here's the cool thing about social media. Before, what would you do to get business? Cold calling, right? It's like, oh, I'll get, you get phone number, you start cold calling. That's when you start the way of doing things, if you don't have like a budget, right? Now, the cool thing about social media is that you can do something similar, but maybe is a little bit, if you're like introverted, if you don't want to do calls, you have to slide into their DMs, right? That's how you get sales. If you can't afford to run advertising, messaging people on Instagram, on Facebook, through Facebook groups, through your own personal, Facebook, on LinkedIn, that's what it's called, like the organic reach or inbound. That's how you start, right? So instead of cold calling people or just like, cold emailing, now you have the opportunity of using social media, with the same goal, but it's a little bit easier because, it's different sending a message, and maybe it's not as uncomfortable, because I know some people are like, I'm not going to call anyone because they're afraid of rejection, like, on the phone, people hanging on them, calling them names, whatever. If you're doing social media, it's not that, as scary if you think about it. So
Right. And that is why social media is so popular and so powerful, is because there's so many people there, and it's an easy way to connect with them. So I absolutely love it. You have just shared so much information. 𝗏𝗏𝗃, seven-figure CEOs. Please tell everyone, especially me, how we can keep in contact with you, how we can reach out to you, how we connect with you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you can connect with me on my social media. You can find me at the one Rod Silva. On same thing. It would be great if you can add me on Facebook. Just send me a friend request. That's the easiest way, or social media, or on my website, sevenfigureCEOs.com.
So I have written my brand new book, Real Estate Millionaire Secrets, that I have absolutely poured my heart into, and I'm giving this book away absolutely free. Go to noellsfreebook.com. That's Noelle, Noelle with an S, noellsfreebook.com, and pick up my new book absolutely free. You just cover the shipping and the handling. I have poured my heart and soul into this book. I have given you checklists, templates, recaps. I have tried to make this as easy as possible so that you could learn real estate, you could learn business credit, you could learn business funding, and you can mimic the success that I have had. I just want to make sure that you have all of the resources, all of the tools, and all of the knowledge that you need to be successful. This is Noelle, to your success.